Hi guys, welcome to the channel. We've taken on Miguel a couple of times now and lost both times, so I'm going to try and talk through our thought process in how to beat a 1900 level bot. Now, against this Reti, one of my subscribers told me to meet the Reti with the symmetrical Reti-ish position. So, you can stay symmetrical in this system. So now, we want to get, this bishop's going to be fianchettoed, I think. So let's play that. Getting ready. It's castle. I'm not going to lie, guys. Against this bot, I've not been getting out of the opening. I'm just losing based on my lack of opening knowledge. So this move seems nice to give our knight a retreat square. And also protecting against this. So I just want to get out of the opening, and then I'll be able to actually play Miguel on even ground. That's fine. He can take my queen. Okay. Now we can develop, but then we get an isolated pawn if they capture. So even on material, what are they threatening? Not much. It's just a loose piece, really. You can go like this, trying to trade this off, but this looks really loose. Also, maybe that would threaten this doubling of the pawn structure, which could help us long term. So let's try this. It would develop our bishop. So we can do this with check, then recapture. Give them double isolated pawns. Forgive me, guys, but am I not winning? Like, this is terrible. Am I not winning? So that would go after this pawn. That I'm going to be restricted by this pawn here if I go here. And I don't see I'm ever going to be able to get to there anytime soon. Although maybe I could do that and that. Maybe here to blockade and lock in this pawn structure is bad long term. Yeah, so this is the key decision really so far. Where do I want to get this knight? There's a lot of good looking moves with this knight. That there. Also there, and there. I think on balance this looks better. What if bishop here, we just go here? I think we're okay. Yeah, I think we're better. So if here we get our bishop trapped, so we have to go like this, but then, or here. Here, that gives us the option to do this, but it does encourage this. But if they want to shatter their king side, maybe I encourage that. We don't want to put our king here because this dark square bishop is pretty dominant. So do we go after this pawn as intended? What if here? I think we bring a rook and then play this, and then they can't just push. Right? Let's not throw this. I've got a slight advantage here. So here now, but then takes, and then push. What about just takes? Oh no, I can't. It's defended. All right. So I'd like to play this. Maybe this, going after that bishop. And then if the bishop goes like here, I can play that. Happy with a rook trade, guys. Yeah. Okay. The engine might think this is drawing, but I'm not so sure. So we can hit the bishop. Or we can go here, preparing this, but then this, but then this. Takes, that's fine by me. This bishop's annoyingly strong. Why don't I try trade it off? Takes, and I'm winning these pawns, right? Because that covers. Alright, I need to get one of these bishops off the board. They're looking pretty strong going into this endgame. Another thinking man's move. Yeah, so this. Then I could get check here, take the pawn. That's a pretty snazzy looking idea, isn't it? Let's try it. Maybe just that. So this goes after that. Maybe we can load up the pressure. Okay, so I was looking at this idea. King here, and then win a pawn, win the rook, but that's no longer in play because this covers that. And it's also just in the way of this sacrifice. So how do we maintain our pawn structure, keep their pawn structure as being bad? This looks very nice. If here, take, here, take. Here, they go here. I think we do this. They're trying to castle now, I think. I'd love to get that move in. What about this looking to get here? Allowing these pawns to push looks very nice. Okay, let's try that. To be honest, if I got a draw against the 1900 bot, I would be happy, guys. But we are going for the win here. So I can put some pressure on this pawn if here takes. This looks good. So now there's this move, hitting the rook, hitting this pawn. It's a fork. There's also this, preparing this, giving this bishop very few squares to go to, which looks really constricting. But, I mean, that just wins a pawn. So let's do it. Don't see any tactics. Oh, actually, this is a bit scary, isn't it? So we can go check to get this knight out of here. Check. Hopefully they go there, and then we could go check. It'd be nice if we could hit the rook and try and get a trade on the board, because we are better going into this endgame. Could also just reinforce this knight. Maybe look to hit this pawn long term. Or maybe go for this idea now. I'm a bit worried they're going to start loading up pressure on this knight. If here, I've always got this protecting. I've always got this. I think I should get this out of this dodgy situation now. Oh, there is check. Trading a knight for a bishop. Check, takes. And if takes. Just double check. So takes. I don't think there's any tactics there. Takes, same thing, no tactics. Right? I think this is okay. Okay, so we can go after this pawn, blockading on this square, rendering this pawn weak forever, hopefully. So we've got a light square bishop against dark square bishop, which is notoriously drawish. Ah, don't want to draw. We've got a good position, right? So it's like the first time I get out of the opening, I actually get an okay position. I think I'm like all right at middle games, guys. It's just my openings need a bit of work. Is there any mischief? What about this? Takes. And then that. I think I'd be happy with that. So whether I go here, blocking this pawn, hitting this pawn, or here, I don't see why I'd go to b5. Looks fine to me. And now this. But this pawn is weak. So maybe that move. Or this move. So this is weak, right? But we could win that. And if here, then they're threatening that. We definitely don't want to let the rook in. Probably just... So is there any downside to playing this? I don't see one because they can't sneak the rook around the other side of me, so... Let's defend like that. We can go here, but then we just push. So now we can threaten this. Although we can just win this pawn as well. Probably just win the pawn. But then they get that. But we are defending this pawn, so I think this is free. I mean, check winning this pawn. I mean, come on. And then we just got two passed pawns. We've also got that. But then they can defend this idea. So what about this? They might go after this pawn. We come back. And then we get that. Now dark square bishop is looking pretty bad. Also just check here, winning this just looks winning to me. But what if king tries to scurry down? Are we not promoting first though? We're gonna go for it. Come on guys, come on. Oh no, it's just a trade, isn't it? So we're up 2 pawns. Is this winning? This is where you gotta have good endgame knowledge. Are we going into a drawing endgame or a winning endgame? So if takes, takes, I assume they want to keep the pawns together. So yeah, takes, takes. We go here. They go here. It's a race with the kings. I think maybe this is winning. I don't know. With perfect play, maybe this is winning. I like where my bishop is. I just want to get my king out. What about that? Stops the king coming this way. Restricts this bishop. Can reinforce with that. Reinforce with the king. King comes here. We go check. King goes here. If we go up, check. Maybe just that is simplest and most flexible. But it does let the king get out. And then we here. They're here, we're here. Let's try that. I think it's still good. We want to close things off and get our king this way, because this is where we're strong. We want to play where we're strong. If we can win this pawn, I think we've won. If takes, it leaves us with an isolated pawn. I don't like it. Let's push. Well, do we even need to push? Because if they take, we take. We're in a solid position, right? Right, so takes, takes. In that case, they can hit the pawn. We push. I think we just start pushing. Keep the pawns together. And then try and get this moving. I mean, let's just bring the king, right? So now this and this. Bishop's always going to be trying to stop the promotion. If we can get him to sack the bishop, maybe this is winning and not drawing. I'm just really worried we're going to get a draw at the end of all this. So this. What about that? Restricting the king. King can go here, but then where? Or do we go for this? If we get over here, I don't really see what we do. This looks more confrontational. Does the king have to come back? So we need to protect it. We need to... If we go like that. He's always eyeing up these pawns. King can't move. Them pawns aren't in a great spot either. So let's just play a waiting move here. So if this or this. I like putting my pawns on dark squares. So if here, then they get here, but then we go check, and they go here, then they're in. Ugh. Not what we want. So what about this? We're not going to draw this, guys. We're not drawing, right? So maybe I do need to come over to protect this pawn to allow this to push, but then he gets in. I'd love to know whether this is drawing or winning right now. I don't know. What if we push and push? We're the ones who've got to make something happen here, guys. So if push... If we go takes here, takes, but these aren't strong enough, I don't think. What if we just start pushing this pawn? If here, 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 can't go there. Yeah, I wish we had the same colour bishop, then this would be winning, but I'm not quite sure. So push here, here. But then this is a passed pawn. Ah. What about coming over, and then if takes, takes, the king can't come in. But no, because then we lose this pawn here with the bishop. Ah, but... Don't know if this is winning, guys. Don't know. Nothing really looks great. I don't know. So now this is an issue, and we're going to have to come here. Then we lose this, get this, but then our king's on the edge of the board. I don't really like that. We've got to hit this pawn. We're going to have to induce this to go here. If this, then we still can't get our king in. Let's not blow this, right? What about this? This. That looks okay, actually. Sacrificing the bishop to get the pawn here. But then king, then here. And king, and then up. Here, and then here. Actually looks tempting. What if just this, then here, and then here? I think this. So if we can get these two pawns rolling, If ever this, we go here. Or here, is there any difference? I think I prefer this. Slows him down more. Okay. Coming up. We're going to have to sacrifice the bishop, but they're going to have to sacrifice theirs. And then we've got these two passed pawns at the end. I think this is winning now. No, 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 no. Because here. Oh no, have I blown this? If this board was longer and I could go off in this direction. I wish my bishop was like here and this pawn wasn't here. Now this. I think we might have just lost. Oh, that's fine. That's winning, isn't it? What? I thought they were going to come with a king. Isn't this just winning now? I'm very happy to sack. Because now these pawns are promoting, right? And this. I mean... Ah, okay. Alright, that was easier than I thought. So, here? Let's just not give a stalemate. Well, I mean, we can just get another queen for simplicity. Okay. And then let's just shoulder the king to the edge. We've done it, guys. Miguel. We don't want to take this pawn. We like him having this pawn. Alright, so here. This pawn allows him to have a move, so it's impossible for us to stalemate him. What about if we do this? He's got a move, he's got this. Okay, so what if we do that? He's got this. Yeah. If we go check. Has he got a move? Yeah, he's got this. Let's cut the king off now. Got a move, and we're just going to do the rook checkmate just to avoid any potential stupid things happening with stalemates. And there we are. We beat a 1900 bot, guys. Come on. So we beat a 2000 before. We beat Natasha, but she was an adaptive bot. And we got some stick in the comments saying, oh, it doesn't count, it's an adaptive bot. Well, there's the 1900, guys. Come on. How long did that take us? 20 minutes, was it? I didn't think I could do that. I've tried this. This must be like my 4th or 5th time trying, guys. So keep it up if you're trying to beat these bots. You'll do it eventually. We just had to play super solid, like, consistently, didn't we? But yeah, drop a like. My best win ever against a non-adaptive bot. My best win ever so far. See you later, guys. Subscribe.